Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today, we are looking at the Breguet Type 21 Flyback Chronograph, reference 3810BR. You can see this 42.5mm, 18-karat red gold flyback chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The Breguet Type 21 has impressive stance, but it's not precisely oversized. Now, 42.5mm across the round of the case, it's 49mm from extremity of lug to extremity of lug on the opposite side. It doesn't feel overbearing, and at 15mm thick, it nevertheless has a very generously sloped bezel that's going to slide easily under a dress cuff or sleeve, so with the exception of the very tightest dress cuffs, this is actually a watch that you can wear easily with formal attire and long sleeves. Now, the watch does sit nicely on my wrist, 16 centimeters, more oval than round. If your wrist profile sounds like mine, this watch is going to fit you comfortably. I wouldn't say that it could fit a much smaller wrist, however, and I'll tell you why. Because this watch features a rigid conforming end-piece strap that looks great and features a fantastic bolster and contrasting stitch in classic aviator style, but because those end pieces do hug the flank of the case, it does have a little bit of a tendency to flare. Wearing a bit more like a bracelet than a watch strap, it has more or less a defined shape. So if that's your shape, this is going to be a great match. Just rest assured, above 16 centimeters in circumference, you're going to wear this one securely, easily, and with great style. Now, everything that touches the skin is very impressive. What I like about this watch is featuring a Lamagna-based chronograph caliber. It has a full gold caseback, and I would rather have that. The value of a full gold caseback over an automatic movement is worth more to me than seeing the rotor and getting a sapphire. Remember, the sapphire is going to cost about 30 bucks. The gold, about an ounce. Well, you can check today's commodities market. I'll take the gold. The strap is a beautiful piece that evokes the aviator's heritage of the Type 20 and Type 21 watches. Originally commissioned by the French Air Force in 1954, they were built by 4 manufacturers out of the gate. Aviators' watches from the beginning and military contract watches, the Type 20 derived its name from the name of the contract, but it was Breguet that stuck with the type the longest, producing it for the military into the 1970s, by which point the quartz revolution was underway. Fast forward approximately 20 years, Breguet relaunches the Type 20s in 1995 as luxury watches purchased by the Swatch Group in 2000. The watch you see here, the 3810BR, debuted in 2004. A bigger take, 42mm versus 39 compared to the original 1995 Type 20s. The watch has more physical presence. It also has more complexity because, like the original Type 21s and Type 20s, it's actually a flyback. So not only a flyback, retour en vol, as the dial boasts, the bottom line is it's also a unique way of portraying chronograph time, because you have the radial seconds, you also have the radial minutes, so you can read the 2 most important registers of the watch at a glance without having to zero in on a small subdial, and that's quite convenient. Even more convenient is the addition of a 24-hour indicator at 3 o'clock, so you can see what time it actually is, and you can see that as the watch passes 5 o'clock and approaches 6, that 24-hour indicator is closing in on 18. So 1800, you get an AM/PM indicator, a unique portrayal of chronograph minutes and seconds, and a fantastic and, quite honestly, fun to use flyback refinement. Now, I do want to mention that the watch has a gorgeous single-fold deployant and actually a unique design of strap minder featuring the only contrasting stitch I've ever seen on a strap minder. The deployant is very, very substantial. Full 18-karat gold, fully finished. It doesn't have a single machined or stamped surface that looks unfinished or rough. It befits the image of Breguet as a luxury manufacturer in the modern era. And a lot of the traditional Breguet elements are present here in spite of the utilitarian origins of the Type 20 series. You can see the beautiful cold-rolled, coined case flanks. They're beautifully done because cold rolled, it's essentially watchmaking's version of a forged case, but all of the finishing is done by hand. You can see the Arabic numerals of the dial. A little bit florid, a little bit vintage, definitely evocative in their fashion, and outboard of each a diamond-shaped rose gold index. Now the bezel in classic aviator's fashion, is bidirectional rotating. It does have a luminescent triangular pearl at 12, so you can use it to time a secondary event, as long as you don't try to take it diving and use it as life support. But I will mention that with a 100-meter water resistance, thanks to the screw-down crown, if you put this Type 21 on a strap, it is good to go for aquatic adventures. Now inside we find Breguet's caliber 584Q. It's based on the long-running Lemania 1340 and 1350 series of automatic chronographs, considered some of the absolute finest cam-operated chronographs ever created. It's a real veteran, exclusive to Breguet, and inasmuch as it's not being sold to anyone else today, and Breguet has improved it by leaps and bounds, it can rightly be called an in-house movement. It features the unique chronograph portrayal with radial seconds, radial minutes, and the 24-hour AM/PM indicator for time at center. It also features a quick set date function at 6 o'clock. So with everything you need, automatic winding, stylistic versatility, the king of complications in a chronograph, and even an AM/PM indicator, what more could you want? If you answered a great history and a peerless patrimony, you've got it. You can see this Breguet Type 21 Flyback Chronograph reference 3810BR on our website, watchyouwant.com.